Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the corporate world. And in this video, we're going to decode for you versus AI Inc.'s latest annual report, specifically their Form 10K. Now brace yourselves because this filing is a bit of a roller coaster with a whole lot of numbers and some really interesting developments to unpack. Before we dive in, if you're new here and you love getting straight up insights from these dense corporate filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out. Also, we have a fantastic community over on Discord all about dissecting companies like this, so join us via the link in the description below. Alright, let's get right into the heart of the matter, the financials. For the year ending March 31, 2025 versus AI, reported a net loss of a whopping $42.9 million. Now that might sound like a lot, and it is, but it's actually an improvement from the nearly $52.1 million loss in the previous year. So a step in the right direction, but still burning through cash quite a bit. Looking at their revenue section, it's clear the company is still very much in its early stages. Revenue for the year ending March 31, $2,000, a significant drop from $1.97 million in the prior year. This was largely due to the termination of a SaaS contract which brought in $1.7 million last year, so that definitely left a hole. Their cost of revenue also decreased, but not in a necessarily good way. It went down by $107 million, mainly because with less revenue to generate the costs associated with it also went down. However, the report notes a provision of $486,600 for an estimated loss on an agreement. This combination of lower revenue and increased cost of revenue, even with the provision, led to a negative net revenue of $476,100 for the year ending March 31, $26,700 in the prior year. This really highlights the challenge of generating actual sales for the company right now. Now let's talk about spending. Operating expenses showed a slight increase of less than 1% to $32.2 million. And where is a big chunk of that going? Research and development. This category saw a jump of $3.12 million, or 26% to $14 million. This shows the company is heavily investing in its technology, which makes sense for an AI company aiming to develop a groundbreaking platform. It's a necessary investment, but it's a significant outlay. Then we have the legal side of things. The legal claim expense decreased by a massive $10.77 million, or 109% year over year. Well, technically it's a decrease from expense to an income of $848,000. This is mainly due to the resolution of that David Thompson arbitration award. Last year they recorded a huge expense related to it, but this year they received an insurance payment which offset much of that cost. Still, a substantial amount was settled. And all of this boils down to the net loss. As we saw, it came in at $42.9 million. On a per share basis, the loss for Class A subordinate voting shares was $5.49, a significant improvement from the $9.44 loss per share in the prior year. This per share improvement is partly due to a much larger number of shares outstanding, which dilutes the per share impact of the loss. Now, here's a really important point. The report explicitly states that their auditor has expressed substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. This is a big red flag. It means the auditors believe there's a significant risk the company might not be able to keep operating for the next 12 months without getting more funding. This usually happens when a company has a history of losses and negative cash flow. This brings us to strategy and risks. The company acknowledges that its future success hinges on successfully implementing its growth strategy. This includes expanding its customer base, retaining staff, protecting its intellectual property, supporting existing customers, and enhancing its genius product. Failure in any of these could severely impact the business. A major focus is protecting their intellectual property. They mention having provisional patent applications, but no issued patents yet. This is a critical area for any tech company, and they are exposed if competitors can bypass their IP or if they fail to secure patents for their innovations. The company also flags potential conflicts of interest among its officers and directors. While they have policies in place, there's no guarantee these conflicts will always be resolved in favor of the company, which could negatively affect their operations. Cybersecurity is another key risk. They operate in a field prone to cyber attacks, and a breach could damage their reputation, lead to legal liabilities, and require significant resources to fix. They have security measures in place, but acknowledge these might not be foolproof. When it comes to their stock, the company warns that the price of its subordinate voting shares can fluctuate a lot. Factors like sales by insiders, trading volumes, financing efforts, and competitor actions can all impact the stock price. Plus, trading on the OTCQB and CBO Canada can mean less liquidity than on major exchanges, which can increase volatility. Versus AI also identifies itself as a smaller reporting company, which means they can use certain reduced disclosure requirements. While this might save them some costs, it could also make their shares less attractive to investors who prefer more detailed financial information. Now, for some of the legal drama, a former contractor, David Thompson, filed a lawsuit against one of their US subsidiaries, VTU, along with 2 directors. The claim was for a significant amount, and after an arbitration, a final award was issued in May 2024, imposing liability against VTU. So far, about $1.8 million has been paid, with ongoing settlement discussions. This is a substantial legal entanglement that could impact their finances. There's also a case involving a former employee who filed a complaint alleging gender harassment, discrimination, retaliation, and wrongful termination. The company disputes these claims and is preparing to defend itself. A trial date is set for July 2026, and informal mediation is underway. Legal battles like these are always a drain on resources and can create significant uncertainty. Let's touch on internal controls. Management identified material weaknesses in their financial reporting. These include insufficient written policies and procedures, difficulty in segregating duties and limitations in their related party transaction reporting. They are working to fix these, but until they do, investors need to be aware that the company's financial reporting might not be as robust as it could be. In terms of recent developments, the company has been active in fundraising. In April 2025, they closed a securities offering in Canada, raising about $7.9 million. Then in June, they did a 1-for-3 reverse stock split, which consolidates their shares. And in July 2025, they closed another public offering, raising another $7 million. This shows they are actively seeking capital to fund their operations and growth. So what's my take on Versus AI? On one hand, they are pushing forward with a truly innovative concept, the spatial web and their Genius platform. They have a strong R&D team and are securing capital, which are positive signs for a company in this space. However, the numbers tell a story of a company still very much in its infancy. The heavy R&D spending, the significant net losses, and the going concern warning from their auditors are serious points of concern. They are burning through cash and their revenue is minimal. The legal issues are also a notable risk factor. Their ability to execute on their growth strategy and secure necessary patents will be crucial. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation characteristic of many early-stage tech companies are burning through cash and their revenue is minimal. The legal issues are also a notable risk factor. Their ability to execute on their growth strategy and secure necessary patents will be crucial. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation characteristic of many early-stage tech companies. Alright, that's a breakdown of Versus AI's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.